Hey y'all. So, um, this is going to be a fairly quick video because I just want to show you guys an absolute treasure that Um, I've had in my garage now for over 2 years. At least 2 years, I would say I've had this. This was gifted to me. This is a quilt that was gifted to me from a friend who, when I first started playing around with fabrics and stuff, he said that he had found this and he gave it to me. And it's like, I would say it's kind of like a twin size, maybe a little bit bigger than a twin. And it was super heavy. I brought it home. I laundered it twice actually, and dried it. And then at the time, I just didn't have I had so much stuff like crammed in my bedroom closet. So I had some other blankets and things out in the garage, and I kind of stuck it out in the garage. The fabric wasn't really, this fabric really wasn't speaking to me so much at the time. And I went out to the garage last week, and sorry, I just have to tell you this because when you see what was under this, you're gonna flip like I did. I mean, I have just been in awe of this. Wasn't expecting it at all. Anyway, so I went out to the garage and to get my beach chair out because I went to the beach last weekend, and it was sitting with some other blankets in the garage, and I grabbed it. I was like, you know what? I never noticed before, like these little birds. Look, it's little birds. So the fabric is really, really cool, and it's old. I'm not sure how old this is. I'm really not. And so I pulled it out of the garage, and like I said, I mean, it doesn't smell musty or anything, even though it's been sitting out there for a while. So I decided, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm just going to cut this up. I'm going to see what's inside of it because it was really, really heavy. Like one of those quilts that, I don't know, back in the day when they put you in bed, it was almost like one of those quilts that kept you in bed. Like it was just heavy. So I thought, well, let me cut around, before I start cutting into it, let me cut around the edges and see, because a lot of times the batting inside of them, if they're super old or if they've been stored, I think this one was in his barn for a while. And, the batting's really yucky and nasty and stuff. But, so when I cut it apart, y'all aren't going to believe what I found. And this quilt was covered with this fabric on both sides, okay? You ready? Because I was just blown away. So when I started cutting it, look what's underneath. Look what was underneath that fabric. And I'm going to show you. Hold on. I was just like, what a treasure. Look at this. Look at this. And it is really, it is worn. You can see it was loved. It's worn in places, but oh my gosh, it's just absolutely amazing. See there? To the fabric. But that's what we love, right? That's what we love about things like this. And because it was so thick, chances are, this is definitely going to be cut up, and chances are I would never repair something like this. I'm going to repurpose it because I'm not sure, because it is so old, that I would ever sleep with it or something like that. So, but there's definitely tatters and tears in it, but it is just amazing. This is one half of it, y'all. This is one half of it. It is just incredible. And then this was on the back. So it was layered. So it's layered fabrics. Let me see if I can find a place where you can really see. Look. So it was layered. So there was the only batting that was in it was on a couple of corners. One of them I kind of cut the corner and I kind of pulled that batting out. So, and I don't know why it was only in like a couple of corners. Maybe it was just that old that the thin, maybe there was a thin layer of batting in it, or maybe they just put it, in one spot. I don't know. I can't explain that part because it's not in any of this, and you can tell. You can tell as you feel through it. And look, so the back of it, you can see it's, it's been loved. It's stained on the back. But you can see where all those stitches, so they did all these blue stitches, okay? And the blue stitches are still in there in most places. Look. And the colors are just absolutely amazing. So it's all these, it's all squares, and they're all in sort of kind of a triangle, but they're not all the same, so you can see it was definitely some pattern, definitely some time in it, but they weren't all exact, But this thing, I was just beside myself yesterday when I did this, because I had been reorganizing, and I was moving furniture yesterday, and finally got my bookshelf moved into my closet in here, and all my stuff moved. And let me tell you, I worked hard yesterday. I was surprised I could actually move this morning. And so I needed something where I could just kind of sit. So I thought, well, let me just cut, like I said, I thought, let me just cut into this. Let me just cut into this and just see, what the deal is. And I'm just still in awe. And yeah, look, so you can see it's super old. Look, super old. But so that's sort of one part of it. And then over here, look, I mean, oh my God, y'all. And I've got it folded over, and this is one piece. So I just had to share this. I know all you ladies that in sort of our crafty world, in our artist world, would just appreciate this like I do. So that was one side of it, and then here's the other. And I didn't even show you all of it. And then I'll show you some of the other. Because what I did was when I realized what it was up underneath, I hadn't really planned on doing this whole project yesterday after everything else I did, but once I started taking that top fabric off, I was like, okay, this is gonna come apart today, and we're gonna see what we have here. And so, not to mention, I have, that all of this fabric, that was on top of this, and this is, pieces got ripped and stuff when I was doing this, but, so I have a ton of this, okay, now, and then I have all of this. I mean, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. Look, it's just goes on and on, y'all. Look. Look at it. And like I said, those are intact. Sorry. These are intact. And see, and someone on the top layer had done all the little stitching with the yellow pieces, and I really, like I really hesitated to take it apart at all. These things were in here, a lot of these were in here pretty good still, where they had, I'm assuming just attempting to repair, like rather than going through and repairing the tatted pieces, the torn pieces on the top, they took in that whole fabric on the front and the back, to really utilize this quilt. This was definitely a utility quilt. They had gone in and put all these, they've done all the yellow strings on top. And this stuff, let me tell you, whatever they used, some of these were tough to cut. I took my seam ripper, but it took a couple of hours to do this, y'all. But yeah, so see, you can see they're just all types of fabric. Like that looks like it came from maybe a flannel shirt. You know, I'm sure some of this is probably some feed sack. Um, just all kinds of colors. Just absolutely incredible. So, I know that I cannot use all of this, but I'm definitely going to make some bags out of this. Um, yeah, look at the, just, oh my gosh. I'm just absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So, like I said, I know I'm going to use some of this, but I'm going to share some of this too. So I will probably, so here's, I will probably do some, excuse me, I will probably do some more fabric bundles with, you know, some of the linens and things, and, you know, a piece of this included in it. And then I do have some other quilt pieces that I probably have enough to cut, you know, some smaller pieces of that one, which is the top. It's like the quilt top. It won't be, you know, it's not layered like this. It's just the quilt top that I have, that I'll put in there, you know, along with some of the other like linen tablecloth pieces and stuff like that. Maybe an embroidery piece, you know, kind of like Jessica put together some bundles for making the bags. I'll probably try to do that sometime in the next few weeks. I've got one journal that I have just been trying to finish up, and it's just moving slow. Renee, that's yours, sweetie. If you're watching this, I'm on it, but I'm just moving slow. So I keep saying I've got to get that done. I've got to get it done. It's sitting on my desk. With all the stuff there that needs to be added in, still, you know, I'm working on it. It's just slow, girl. But, and I know you're not in a big rush for it, but in the next week or two, it's coming. So, but anyway, so I do want to finish that project up for Renee and get that off to her. And then I'm definitely going to do some things with this. And probably put some more fabric packs together. This stuff is just amazing, y'all. It's just amazing. But what I was going to tell you, so this was the corner where, and I can feel just a little bit of that batting down here. So I think it's just over time, I guess it's just sort of disintegrated. And then up underneath in the corners where some of it just gathered. So I cut this piece off and just pulled that out just to see, you know, what kind of, and it was just really knotty, you know, knotted up little balls of batting. So this thing's old. And I can feel just a little of it down here. But I still don't know, I still don't think they did that to the whole quilt, because I just don't feel it. Like, I don't know, maybe they did and it's just, I'm just not feeling it, but, yeah. But like if I do, you know, when I do cut these up, I just don't want to pull this. I don't want to pull these out. Like I don't want to pull that apart. So if I make bags out of it and stuff like that, where you're not actually going to be, you know, having this up against your body, using it, I'm not going to bother with that. But yeah, I think it's just over time, because now as I'm feeling it, I can feel little bitty, like not much. Because like I said, some of it, when you look in it, and I don't think the edge is cut on these. But yeah, you see, it was stained. And there's some repairs. I mean, just, oh my gosh. Love it. Just absolutely love it. Anyway, so this is going to be super fun to make some projects with. And I just had to share it with you all. And I know I've babbled on here now, but I said it was going to be short. And I had to talk for a minute. Anyway, yeah. So a couple of fabric packs have sold already, but there's still some in there. And yeah. But yeah. Y'all let me know if you're not interested in having some of this, then I don't know what's wrong with you. Ha ha. Just kidding. I know some people just have so much stuff, and there's been so many sales lately, and you know, I've actually spent too much money. I got to chill myself and do some destashing of some other, you know, some other stuff. But I'm definitely going to share some of this. This is a treasure, and yeah, I was sitting, and it's been sitting in my garage, y'all. Don't leave stuff sitting around like I did. Go check out what you got and see if you find something like this that was hidden. Just a hidden absolute gem in my garage up underneath that fabric, up underneath that other fabric, which is cool as well. It just didn't, you know, it just wasn't speaking to me at the time, you know? I think we all have that. Anyway, love you guys. I'll see you soon. Let me know what you think. What would you have been just as excited as me to cut open a quilt and find this? I know I was. Love y'all. Bye.